We got 4 major acting categories, of course: Best Actor, Best Actress, Supporting Actor, and Actress. So let's start running through these things. We'll start with the nomination for Best Actor. Nominated for Best Actor, they have 6 nominees. They have Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game, Ralph Fiennes for The Grand Budapest Hotel, Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler, Michael Keaton for Birdman, David Oyelowo from Selma, Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything. I'm really glad Jake Gyllenhaal got nominated, because after Nightcrawler came out, nobody talked about Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie, and I'm really glad to see that name is coming back to the forefront. I still believe this is Michael Keaton's award to lose, at any rate. Anyway, Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I love seeing the fact that Gyllenhaal got nominated. I thought that was huge for him, but Michael Keaton's got to be the front runner in this category. And again, I haven't seen Selma yet, but everything I'm hearing, that David Oyelowo is way up there too. So I think it's going to be Keaton taking it, and I think that's a precursor to the Oscars. Like
I think it's going to come to those 3. I think it's going to be those 3 guys.
Absolutely,
when it comes down to
and I like having 6 nominations, by the way. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Who got snubbed out of that one?
That's
Carell?
the thing.
Is Carell in there?
Carell is not on the list. That is the big one missing here, when a lot of people just maybe like 4 weeks ago were thinking it's Michael Keaton and Carell.
Right.
They thought it was a 2-horse race. And look, Carell still could very well end up remember, the Broadcast Full Critics Society gave Ben Affleck the Best Director of the Year award, and he didn't get nominated in the Oscars. The Oscars could still give the award to Steve Carell, but it is interesting seeing. Look, I don't see anybody on here that I think, well, this guy shouldn't be on this list. None of them.
But Carell belonged on there.
belonged on this
Especially
list.
when you look at the rest of the nominees, how they have specific categories too. As we get further and down there, like you have best actor in a comedy, best actor in an action movie. It's weird that he wouldn't fit somewhere into the actual best actor category.
Well, it's Ralph Fiennes is the one that I was surprised with. There's a lot of talk about how much people either love that movie or didn't like it. I hear more on the love side. As far as Grand Budapest Hotel goes, I still haven't seen it yet. I'm dying to see it. But I hadn't heard his name being thrown into any awards. It wasn't in the Golden Globes. It wasn't in SAG. It was nowhere. So over Carell that's a shocker to me.
Yeah, I think when the Oscar nominees come out, because there's going to be 5, I think 2 of these names are going to get bumped out and make room for Carell. I think the 2 that are going to be bumped out to make room for Carell, and the fact that there's only 5 nominees, I do think Ralph Fiennes is going to fall off the list when the Oscar nominees come out, and I think Eddie Redmayne falls off the list.
I don't think so.
I know a lot of people are arguing me on that.
Yeah.
But I don't see Redmayne above Oyelowo. I don't see him above Keaton. I don't see him above Gyllenhaal. I don't see him above Cumberbatch. And personally, I don't see him above Carell. But it's going to be close. Yeah, it's a great race this year. Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, pretty much what you guys said. I'm glad that Jake got nominated, because that was an incredible performance and a really fun film. But yeah, it's Keaton's year. I mean, he just kills it. I mean, it's such an amazing performance.
And going back to what Campy said earlier, I think that Jake Gyllenhaal, I think Puppy Dog Eyes is the other guy that gets knocked off that list when the Oscars come out to make room for Carell. Yeah.
I think that Cumberbatch has more of a chance to get knocked out.
Really?
Cumberbatch.
But he smelled.
Both performances. You put Cumberbatch against Redmayne. I love Cumberbatch, but Redmayne does something really special.
He transforms.
Yeah, he becomes Hawke.
All right, let's get into the Best Actress category. And what we've got here is Jennifer Aniston from Cake, Marion Cotillard from 2 Days, One Night, Felicity Jones from The Theory of Everything, Julianne Moore from Still Alice, Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl, and Reese Witherspoon from Wild. I think this is a 2-horse race. I've been saying this for a little while now. I think this is a Julianne Moore from Still Alice and Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl race. And I think if anybody on this list is going to get bumped out, because once again, 6 nominees and the Academy Awards is going to be 5. I think these are 5 strong ones, but I think Marion Cotillard gets bumped out.
I agree. I think Cotillard will probably get bumped as well, because you know who's starting to get a lot of heat right now and starting to move up that race is Jennifer Aniston for Cake.
Yep.
Those screeners started coming out and people started seeing that movie, and I keep hearing this is the best performance of her career I have not yet seen.
Which isn't saying a lot.
It's not, but Gone Girl was not Gone Girl. The Good Girl was the one that everyone always brought up with her, and I had asked them, "Is better than Good Girl?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." I mean, you've never seen Jennifer Aniston like this. Is what everyone says. So I don't think she'll win. I think it's Julianne Moore's race to lose. I really think she's going to be the one that ultimately wins everything. Right. But I think it's Julianne Moore, and then right behind her, and Reese Witherspoon's in that category. She's in that race. Yeah. But I agree, Cotillard's probably the one going to be knocked out. Although I love her, so no.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Wild yet, but everything I've heard is Reese Witherspoon kind of retransforms into an Oscar-winning actress. You know, I think the last few years she's kind of fallen off a little bit for me, but I'm personally rooting for Rosamund Pike. So
She was so
Yeah,
good.
fantastic performance.
I think it's Julianne Moore's race to lose, but I'm telling you, man, Reese Witherspoon I think has a great shot to win this too, because if you look at that performance, like Felicity Jones was fantastic, right, in The Theory of Everything, but she's going against Eddie Redmayne too, who also gave her a great performance to work with. Reese Witherspoon is acting against foxes and rattlesnakes and mountains for most of the movie, and she's incredible in it. So I always give the nod to that over somebody who has a lot of stuff to work with. I mean, this is pretty much Reese Witherspoon like on the set of the Star Wars prequels, where you're just acting against nothing.
I agree with you, but the only thing is, if everybody went off that philosophy, James Franco would have won for his performance in 27.
Well, he should have won, Christian.
All right, let's move down to Best Supporting Actor. And we once again have 6 nominees, and the 6 nominees are Robert Duvall from The Judge, Ethan Hawke from Boyhood, Edward Norton from Birdman, Mark Ruffalo, Foxcatcher, J.K. Simmons from Whiplash, and Josh Brolin for Inherent Vice. I think we're going to start off the one, once again, 6. It's the Oscar can be 5. Any of these 6 are going to get bumped. I think Josh Brolin from Vice. Not that he's bad in it. Not at all. This isn't like a, why the hell is Unbroken on this list? This is one of those, but I think one of these things. Interesting, though, that Mark Ruffalo gets a nomination for Foxcatcher and Stephen Carell did not. I thought that was interesting. Going to put this out there. I see, and I was thrilled to see Robert Duvall's name on this list because I thought he was the best part of The Judge. And we talked about that bathroom scene, which, while very disturbing to watch, I think he makes it disturbing to watch. And I thought it was a really great moment. But I think this is a 2-horse race. I want to hear what you guys think. I think this is either Ethan Hawke or J.K. Simmons. Big props to Edward Norton, who was brilliant in Birdman. I don't think we've seen him that good in a long time, but I think this is and I think J.K. Simmons wins this. But anyway, how do you guys see all this?
I'm going to use my catchphrase from our upcoming sitcom, The Four Horsemen. Josh Brolin, you are out of there. There's no reason why he should be here, especially if you look at any of the performances in Foxcatcher. I know Ruffalo got nominated, but if you could count Carell as a supporting actor and get him in there, or Channing Tatum as a supporting actor. Look, Inherent Vice, I didn't like it. I think Josh Brolin was fine in it. It was not an award-worthy performance. None of those were, besides Joaquin Phoenix. Like, why does Brolin get in there and Joaquin Phoenix doesn't? Is it because the best lead actor race is so much more packed than Best Supporting Actor? I don't understand that nomination. Well, and I love Josh Brolin.
Well, young Mark Ellis, I will agree and disagree with you in the same sentence here. I think that Brolin, obviously the movie itself was okay. I actually think Brolin was the best part of the whole movie. I thought his performance actually was nomination worthy if those other performances that we're talking about right before him didn't exist. Because I agree 100%. It's between J.K. Simmons and Ethan Hawke, with J.K. Simmons. If you guys ever watched the show Oz, okay, on HBO, this is, if that character didn't go to jail and became a music teacher, it's that guy. And the way he delivers it still, and you know, but it's different. It's not, well, he just put this in character. He does a lot of different things in the back and forth between him and Miles Teller. It's a performance that just electrifies you watching it. My wife was watching the screen, I had already seen it. I just stopped just to watch him do what he did. And Ethan Hawke as well, too, but he didn't. There was a lot more. He wasn't in it as much. J.K. Simmons really carries a lot of that movie, so J.K. Simmons for the win.
Yeah, I would take Ethan Hawke out. He did an awesome job in Boyhood, just like Patricia Arquette did. But I wouldn't say that. I would say it's J.K. Simmons and Ed Norton, but with me leaning for Norton.
Yeah, Norton was so incredible in that. All right, let's move into the Best Supporting Actress. We're getting into a flow here. Who gets bumped? Who are your top 2 picks? Maybe what are your surprises here? But we got Boyhood is really represented well because Patricia Arquette, a lot of people say probably the best performance of her career as well. Patricia Arquette for Boyhood, Jessica Chastain for A Most Violent Year, Keira Knightley for The Imitation Game, Emma Stone for Birdman, Meryl Streep for Into the Woods, and Tilda Swinton for Snowpiercer. All right, Schnepp, let's go over to you. Out of those 6, if you had to shave it down to 5 for an Academy list, who gets bumped off that list?
Ooh, boy, that's a tough one. I'll stick with. Say those again. I'm sorry.
Okay, Patricia Arquette, Boyhood, Jessica Chastain, A Most Violent Year, Keira Knightley for The Imitation Game, Emma Stone.
Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley,
yeah.
gone.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, you know what, Tilda Swinton, but that's so hard with supporting actors. I mean, because Tilda Swinton did an incredible job at Snowpiercer, but she's literally in it for 3 minutes. Like literally, it's almost a 3-hour movie.
Didn't Dame Judi Dench win an Academy Award for playing the Queen and having like one scene?
Well, look at Anne Hathaway won the Oscar for singing a song. You know,
yeah, I mean, but that's what I mean for supporting actor. She did a great job, and I loved Snowpiercer. So I would love to see her win, but you know, Emma Stone was amazing too. That's a tough one for me.
If we're shaving these down to, I could shave this down to 2. I mean, I think this is Patricia Arquette in Boyhood and Emma Stone in Birdman. I think everybody else, like, they did a fantastic job, but Jessica Chastain, it was fine. It wasn't like, oh man, that's definitely an award performance. And Meryl Streep is the greatest actress of all. She's the Michael Jordan of actresses.
Right.
You don't have to nominate her for every movie she makes. You really don't. And Into the Woods I liked watching Into the Woods, but her performance as the witch is good, but it's not an award-worthy performance. I'm sorry. Just stop giving out trophies to her for every time she wakes up and gets in front of a camera.
I love Meryl Streep, but I agree 100%. Out of all those movies, Into the Woods is one. It's good. It's Meryl Streep performing, but nominations? No. I mean, even Tilda Swinton, who's in it for 3 seconds, had a better performance, I thought, as far as a character that you remember her. Mm-hmm. If there's as little she's in that movie, you remember she's in that movie, and it's creepy.
Yeah.
I actually think Keira Knightley absolutely deserves that nomination. Her back and forth with Cumberbatch, she held her own, and she went tit for tat and made that movie. It made that story really human because she was the one who made him more human and less robotic. So I think she's great, but I think it's Patricia Arquette. I think she wins it.
Yeah, Keira Knightley is turning into one of these actresses that is becoming woefully underrated and underappreciated. Like just whenever she's in something, she just kills it. She just kills it consistently.
Even her in Laggies, which I didn't love the movie, but she was fantastic in Laggies. She owned that movie.
So I think the person I would probably shave off this is Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is the one that.
Can you imagine yourself ever saying that?
No, it almost sounds sacrilegious. Right. Either Meryl Streep or another name I would never want to say, but is Jessica Chastain. Like like she was solid. But once again, you were saying, was it award-worthy?
Yeah.
Not one of her best works, but anyway. And I think I agree with all you. I think this is probably going to be Patricia Arquette's award. I think this is one shaping up for her.
Hey everyone, if you liked this video, click that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe to our AMC Movie News YouTube channel. It's free and helps you stay up to date with all the latest movie news, as well as our daily AMC movie talk show. Also, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Twitter to stay up to date with all of our special promotions, contests, and prize giveaways.